All right, we're back for another episode of Pounded Live. Who has had an awesome week? I have. I hope you guys too. It's Friday, payday Friday, hopefully for you guys. And let's have a great weekend. Starting with today, guys. We got an awesome card tonight. Super excited about today's games. Yesterday was trash compared to today's game. Absolute trash. Stayed away from a lot of it, but that was yesterday. Today, super excited. And we're going to go through three solid baseball games, and we're going to give you a free play, which is a parlay. And you guys are going to really like today because it's plus 148. But let's go right to the NBA. And of course, I did not do that. So we got the Hawks today, +8 again in Milwaukee, -8. Who has the balls to take the Bucks -8? Take it straight out. Let's go right at it. Who's got the balls to take Milwaukee -8? Now, I can understand if the Nets were at home -8. I can understand that. But the Bucks, they barely blew out the Miami Heat. 8-8 after they just lost at home in game 1. They expect the Bucks to come out firing and blow them out by double digit? Really? You gotta be kidding. Anyways. 8. I'm on the Hawks +8. I'm sorry. I can't take Milwaukee. There's no way I can take Milwaukee. No way. There's just nothing that says Milwaukee -8. The Hawks are the Cinderella team. They're hot. They've beaten everybody in their path. They beat the big bad Nets. I'm sorry, they didn't beat the Nets. They beat the Knicks, and then they beat. Wow, brain fart. Oh my god, I can't think of who they beat. Anyways, they made it to this round, regardless. They earned their spot. They took game 1. Now, do I think they're going to win this game? No. I do not think that they're going to win this game. But I think they are going to make this really, really close. And they're going to give Milwaukee a run for their money. Now, I could see Milwaukee being up by double digit early on in the first half. But when it comes to game time and toward the end of the game where it means most, I think it's definitely within 10 points. And +8, I'll take the +8 all day. They might lose by 5 or 6, is how I predicted it. So Milwaukee wins tonight by like 5 or 6 points. That's how I chalked it up. That's how I looked at the numbers. So still covers the +8. But enough of the NBA because I can really, whatever. I'm into this baseball stuff. Great games tonight, guys. Great games. Let's start off with this one. Braves and Reds. I know I gave you the Reds yesterday. It was a toss-up. Reds pulled it out and won actually pretty easily, more than I thought. So one thing we took from that game yesterday is that Santinella guy pitches very well at home. Not so much on the road, even though he has one start on the road. So when you see him pitching and he's at home, play. That's a play because all the trends, stats favor him at home. So keep that in mind. That's a play. So we got Drew Smiley versus Gutierrez. Drew Smiley was 4-3 with a 5.11 ERA. Now in his last 4 starts, in 19 1/3 innings, he's given up 7 earned runs. That's over 4 starts. He doesn't last long. He lasts about 4 or 5 innings each start. But he's going to give up a 1 or 2 runs. He's been very consistent with that. But he just can't go deep in the games. This is the same guy that got Tommy John surgery, out for a couple years, and he was supposed to be really good, but it took him a while to get back, and now he's pitching really well. His ERA does not reflect on how he's pitching. So if you see Drew Smiley and you're just looking at his ERA overall and his record, that is the opposite of what you're getting out of Drew Smiley. He's very, very consistent, and he's pitching really, really well. And I only gave you his last 4 starts. I wasn't going to go deeper. But overall, he's been going within 4 or 5 innings every start. He had a couple, I think it was 2 starts, 7 earned runs, and that's why his ERA is boosted so high. But he consistently gives up about between 1 to 3 runs, more than likely 1 to 2. So on average, 2 runs. So keep that in mind. And then on the other half, you got Gutierrez. Now he's one of those pitchers that's gonna be pitched better at home than on the road. He's 3-1 with a 3.86 ERA overall, and he's 1-0 in one start at home with a 2.57. 7 innings pitched. He went deep in the game. 7 innings pitched. That's great for the young kid. Braves are 3-7 in their last 10 road games, and 1-5 in their last 6 as a road underdog. Now, still, I am scared of betting against the Braves because of how good their offense is. And yet, I keep looking and their offense does not click. I don't get it. This is the type of lineup that can snap at any point and put up about 5 to 10 runs in 1 inning. That's my opinion. That's how I picture the Braves lineup. They're so good, but they are so underperforming. It's disgusting. They are the most underperforming team, in my opinion, in the whole Major League Baseball. This is the team that should be hands down winning this division. But yet, no, nothing. Their pitching is average. Their offense is the biggest disappointment I've ever seen. So whatever that hitting coach is doing needs to be fired ASAP. ASAP. That hitting coach gets an F for failure on how to help these guys. Freddie Freeman, last year's MVP, batted over 300. I think he batted 330. He's batting like 220. Are you kidding me? What are you doing to this guy? Help this guy. It's your job. Your job is to help these guys hit. You have an all-star lineup, 1 through 5, and you can't get these guys to hit? You're a dog versus the Reds? The Reds are a middle-of-the-road team. You should be favored in this spot. Drew Smyly's giving them 1 to 2 runs a game, and you're a dog? Are you kidding me right now? Because you guys can't hit. Your bullpen is trash. That's the biggest disappointment. That's another thing. Their starting pitching's been really consistent. Bullpen, a dumpster fire. Absolute dumpster fire on the Braves bullpen. I would hate to be a Braves fan because of how much talent they have in that team and how underperforming they are doing. That's how much the Braves are struggling right now. That's how frustrated I am with the Braves. So if you're looking for a game to play, Reds, that's my lean. Reds money line with confidence. It's not a free play. It's not a premium play. I'm not telling you to bet it, but that's my lean, and I'm giving you reasons why and behind it. So let's go to the next game. Cubs and Dodgers. Now, the reason I picked this game is because there's a lot of things that go on in this game. Yesterday, the Cubs had a combined no-hitter. That's incredible because it seems like they just went last year and got a no-hitter with Jake Arrieta, but that was a few years ago. So you got the Cubs with Jake Arrieta on the mound, plus 164, who own the Dodgers this season, by the way. What were they, 4-0, 5-0 now versus the Dodgers? 4-0 this year versus the Dodgers. Dodgers are minus 174. Dodgers are always going to be heavy juiced at home. So if you're looking to fade the Dodgers, this is a perfect spot to do it. Perfect spot. You got Gonsolin on the mound, who won't go deep in the game. He's only pitched 9 innings so far this year, and he's given up 3 earned runs. Nothing to brag about. What is there to brag about? How was he 174? Let me tell you why. Jake Arrieta has been a dumpster fire on the road. Overall, he's 5-8 with a 5.45 ERA. His last 6 starts overall, 4 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 1 earned run, 6 earned runs, 2 earned runs. So I think it was last week I covered a Jake Arrieta start. And I said, you're going to give up 4 earned runs. Well, he gave up 4 earned runs. In this game, I don't know. Because the Dodgers have been so inconsistent that it's hard to tell on what they're going to do. Before they played the Padres, before this previous series, because right now they're playing the Cubs, last series they got swept by the Padres, the previous series, they were winning. They had a good streak going for about a good 2 weeks. Then they played the Padres, and the Padres swept them. And then the first game they come back out of the San Diego series, they get a no-hit. You had Pujols in the mound. You had Pujols in the lineup. You have Betts in the lineup. You have Bellinger in the lineup. Your lineup is stacked. There's no excuse why you should get a no-hitter versus Zach Davies. Come on, I'm a Cub fan and everything, but Zach Davies, you're going to hook Zach Davies and 3 guys out of the Cubs bullpen. But to the Dodgers' defense, that's the Cubs' best 3 guys in their bullpen. You give a Cubs lead in the 7th inning to Tepera, Chafin, and Kimbrel, game over. I don't care if it's a 1-run game, game over. So if you're betting against the Cubs, and you're like, oh, we'll just get to the Cubs bullpen, and the Cubs are winning going into the 7th inning, rip up your ticket. It's done. It's not happening. Cubs have an awesome 7, 8, 9. It might not look sexy on paper, but the numbers don't lie. They are unstoppable with the lead going into the 7th inning. Keep in mind that. So, Jake Arrieta, still, I'm not done telling you this atrocious numbers. On the road, he's got a 6.51 ERA. At night, everybody pitches at night pretty much. The dude has a 7.47 ERA. Are you kidding me right now? 7.47, you pitch at night? Basically, every game is a night game. He's 0-2 with a 6.23 ERA in his last 3 starts. That's because he's given up 9 runs in his last 3 starts. Horrible. The total is at 9.5. Some books have 10. Now the Cubs, let's go to the Cubs side. Let's look at the pros for the Cubs. If you're looking to look for some value. Cubs are 4-1 in the last 5 games versus the NL West. They own San Diego, and they own the Dodgers. The 2 teams that you pretty much have to beat in the playoffs to get to the World Series on paper. So going into the season, you're like, oh, Dodgers and Padres. Who can beat them in the NL? Who would have known the Chicago Cubs would own the Padres? And they're 5-1 against the Padres. And they're 5-0 or 4-0 versus the Dodgers. Cubs are 17-8 in their last 25 games versus right-handed pitcher. Gonsolin's a right-handed pitcher. Dodgers are 4-1 versus the NL Central. Doesn't seem like it. Who do they play? Pirates. So that's a misleading stat. So when you see that stat, like, oh, Dodgers 4-1 versus Central. Oh, that's awesome. No. They played the Pirates, and they lost 1 game. Remember that. I think everybody on the universe lost that game. And they're also 0-4 in their last 4 games. That's because they got swept by San Diego, and they lost yesterday. Now, here's the 6 stat for you. Dodgers are 27-13 in Game 2 of the series in their last 40 games. So, what gives? Do you flirt with the over-under? Do you play the Cubs at plus 164? Or do you stay away from the game? Because do you really want to take the Dodgers minus 174 with all that juice versus a team that owns them? And they've also lost 4 straight versus this team? You got to remember, Jake Arrieta threw a no-hitter versus the Dodgers a few years ago. And pretty much the same players on the team. So don't automatically think this is an automatic Dodgers win. And this is the worst part. Gonsolin's not going to pitch only a handful of innings. So then you got that crappy Dodgers bullpen coming in to face the Cubs. So the smart money, believe it or not, is on the Cubs. I'll take my chances with Jake Arrieta. I mean, I'm not saying a lot. I'm putting just sprinkle some salt-based stuff on that. Cubs plus 164 is the smart play. The public play is the Dodgers. But the smart money's on the Cubs. Next game. Mariners and White Sox. I think everybody in the universe is playing this game. White Sox at home versus a left-handed pitcher. Of course. How many times have I heard this stat? So, Guguchi and the Mariners. Let me tell you one thing about the Mariners. They're hot. Be careful with this team. don't think Seattle is going to come into Chicago and just roll over. This team is hot. They swept the Rays. I forgot who they played last series, but they beat them. This team is no joke right now. At the longest time, they were flirting with 500. Now they got over that barrier, and they're about 6 games above 500. And now looking back, they're playing really well. Scott Servais, the coach, the manager, is really getting that team going. You got a bunch of no-name young players. They're clicking now. So don't think that the Mariners are going to go in there and just roll over and get swept. So let's break this game down. Kikuchi's on the mound, and he's definitely performing much better than any year he has played. I think this is his third year, I think it is. He's 4-3 overall with a 3.46 ERA. Now, he's only given up 1 earned run in his last 14 innings pitched. Yeah, he's pitched that good. So don't automatically think this is going to be an easy win. And then he's opposing Rodon, I think it's pronounced, Rodon. He's 6-2 with a 1.83. Now, this guy's sick. Going into the season, when I saw they signed him last minute, I think he had a tryout for the Cubs, and I was like, oh, I don't want this guy. This guy's garbage. To me, him and DeGrom are the 2 best pitchers in the league, in my opinion, that I can think of. I know DeGrom. I can't think, but this guy's definitely, he's a Cy Young candidate for sure, 100%. This guy's a stud. He is overperforming than beyond. So when you see this guy pitching on the mound, especially at home, take this guy serious. There's some serious numbers and serious money behind this guy. So he's 6-2 with a 1.83 ERA. He's given up 1 earned run in 4 of his last 5 starts. But, and this is what sucks, the White Sox have only won 1 time in his last 7 starts. That's alarming to me. That's very alarming. So if you're going to take the run line of the White Sox, you're going to take the money line in a parlay, you're going to do any way you're going to do with the White Sox. That is very alarming, especially versus a pitcher that's only given him 1 earned run in the last 14 innings. Careful with that. So Kikuchi, he's 2-1 with a 3.07 ERA at home. I'm sorry, on the road. 2-2 with a 4.61 ERA at night. Bing, ding, 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 ding. There, I found his weakness. He's a good day pitcher. There's his weakness. He's a good day pitcher. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I'm trying to find some weaknesses out of this guy. Make me feel better about my White Sox play, if I were to play it. He's 2-2 with a 4.61 ERA at night. During the day, he's 2-1 with a 1.87. So if you see this guy on the mound during the day, he loves pitching during the day. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now I'm digging in. Rodon is 2-2 at home with a 1.99 ERA. This guy is only 2-2. That's the key words in this stat. 2-2. That's it? 2-2? Versus a team that can potentially make it to the World Series? At home? 2-2. You're not giving this guy any run support. With a 1.99 ERA. He's doing his job. His offense isn't doing his job. Their job. At night with a 1.29 ERA. 4-1 at night. So most of his starts are on the at night. But if you pitch this guy during the day, his offense ain't going to help him. It's a damn shame. The White Sox are 1-5 in their last 6 games. 0-4 in the last 4 versus the West. 0-4 in their last 4 versus the winning team. But they are 27-12 at home. 18-6 versus a left-handed pitcher. Yeah, that's right. Now we go to Seattle. They're 15-21 on the road. They hate the road. This team does not like playing on the road because they're 24-16 at home. As you see the huge difference. When you see a team like this, you fade them on the road and you play them at home. And you'll get a lot of value when they play at home. They're also 13-11 versus a left-handed pitcher. Well, Rodon is a left-handed pitcher. How we doing, Aaron? What's your pick on this one, buddy? Tell me what you like on this game. So Seattle is 5-0 in their last 5 versus a left-handed pitcher. 5-0 in their last 5 versus a winning team. Let's see. And 7-2 in their last 9 of Game 1 of series. Now, does this look like something it sounds like a team should be minus 215? Do the White Sox sound like they should be minus 215 with a guy on the mound that they have only won one time in his last 7 starts? I don't care if Kikuchi's a left-handed pitcher. He's a solid left-handed pitcher. Let's remind everybody. The White Sox just lost to the Pirates, Tyler Anderson, in Pittsburgh. I would lean Mariners plus 1.5. Smart play, Aaron. I like that play a lot. But White Sox minus 215. You know why? Because they see automatically White Sox are at home versus a left-handed pitcher. Automatically, they forget about everything. They don't even look at Kikuchi's numbers. This guy's pitching really well. Be careful betting this game. Be careful putting him a parlay because there's a lot of risk in this game. Do you know how this is my opinion. I say the White Sox are going to lead 2-1, maybe 3-1 after 5 innings. And then the bullpen is going to blow the game. I don't see anything like that. I don't see the Mariners really hitting Rodon because Rodon's really good. I'm a big fan of this guy now. I was wrong about this guy. Let me say that. Going into the season, I was wrong. I'm a believer. When I saw him pitch, this guy is a stud. Take this guy seriously. He is a stud. He just needs an offensive back to back him up. He needs a bullpen to not blow his leads. So don't take the White Sox during the game. There's too much value in the Mariners game. They're hot. Kikuchi's pitching well. Bullpen versus bullpen right now, outside of the closers, I'll take the Mariners bullpen. Nothing tells me the White Sox bullpen can hold a lead right now. Nothing. They gave up several runs versus Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh's garbage. I'm sorry. You got the Diamondbacks and you got the Pirates. Trash. You're struggling versus Pirates and you're the bullpen? How are you going to do when you face the Yankees, the Astros, the A's, the Rays, the Red Sox, and you're struggling versus the Pirates? So, think about that. All right. So, as I'm sure everybody knows, Matt Harvey's on the mound for the Orioles, playing the Blue Jays in whatever home field they're at now. Free play of the day, and I'm going to explain why. Parlay plus 148. Taking the Jays money line. It's like minus 250. I mean, you can't do nothing about it unless you put it in a parlay. Jays money line, faded Matt Harvey on Happy Harvey Day. And I'm taking the White Sox minus a half first 5 innings. I'm predicting a 2-1 or 3-1 lead after 5 innings. I'm also predicting the White Sox bullpen to blow the lead. White Sox win the game. Mariners win the game. That's my prediction. Now, I hope. I just want the first half. Honestly, I don't really care about the whole game. But that's my prediction. That's how I'm playing it out. That's how I look at the numbers. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. We got another comment. Blue Jays minus 1.5. Yeah, all day. All day. Take it. Take it all day. I didn't cover it because, everybody on the planet is against Harvey. The Blue Jays at home versus the Orioles, who can't hit for shit on the road. Take the Blue Jays run line. There's another play. I'm not going to document it as a free play, but yeah, everybody on the planet is taking the Blue Jays minus 1.5. Add that to your total. But if you want to parlay, put the Blue Jays money line in something. Don't touch the White Sox money line. I hope I helped you on that play. Small, free play, White Sox -0.5. Add the Blade Jays money line for value. Everybody have a great Friday. We will see you on Monday. Great weekend. Stay safe. Bet smart. Make money.